When Matt Armstrong fired up Alex's Bugatti Chiron Sport in a Miami garage, the 8.6-liter W16 came to life, and so did the entire automotive internet. The comments hit immediately, thousands of them. Fans celebrating what might be the most ambitious independent rebuild in YouTube history. Critics saying the custom exhaust sounds worse than stock. And Bugatti purists calling the whole modification a mistake on a $3 million car. We're going to break down exactly what happened, compare both exhaust systems directly, and look at why this debate runs deeper than just a loud pipe on an expensive hypercar. Subscribe now, because you're going to want to weigh in on this one. Before we get into the sound argument, let's acknowledge what Matt and his team actually pulled off, because without that context, the controversy doesn't land properly. This Chiron Sport arrived in pieces after being bought back from Copart for $1.09 million, one of only 60 ever made. Bugatti's official position is that W16 engines can only be properly serviced at the factory in Molsheim, France. That's not corporate arrogance. That 1,479 horsepower engine genuinely is one of the most complex power plants ever fitted to a road car. 16 cylinders in a W configuration, 4 turbochargers, over 1,500 horsepower. Cooling systems intricate enough that experienced mechanics routinely decline the work rather than risk getting it wrong. Matt didn't decline. His team sourced parts, fabricated custom components, repaired what could be repaired, and commissioned Valvetronic Designs, a well-regarded exhaust specialist, to build a completely bespoke titanium system designed specifically for this car. When CEO Matt Rimac confirmed the engine fired on the first key turn, that was a legitimate achievement. The car runs. It's alive. That matters independent of what it sounds like. Now here's where it gets complicated. The second that startup video went live, the audience split in two. One camp said the Valvetronic exhaust gave the Chiron exactly what it was missing, a rawer, more aggressive character that finally matches the performance numbers. The other camp said it sounds worse than stock, not just different, worse. And some viewers are claiming that Alex himself wasn't satisfied with the result. So before we look at the comments, let's actually hear both systems, because reading opinions about a sound is a completely different experience from listening to it yourself. That's what fired up in Miami. Now here's what a factory Chiron sounds like leaving Molsheim with no modifications. That difference is the entire argument. And it's worth understanding why those two sounds exist before you pick a side. Bugatti built the Chiron around a specific philosophy that traces back to Louis Chiron, the racing driver the car honors. The car is not supposed to announce itself. It arrives, it performs, at a level that still embarrasses modern supercars, and it leaves without theatrics. That restraint in the exhaust note is not an accident, and it's not a limitation. It's genuinely harder to engineer than making the car loud. The W16 produces a significant amount of mechanical noise naturally. Exhaust pulses from 16 cylinders firing in rapid sequence. Turbo spool from 4 separate units under load. The rotating assembly doing its job at high RPM. The factory exhaust system is engineered to manage all of that into something composed. Deep, consistent, controlled. You know the power is there because it has to be. But the car doesn't need to prove it to you acoustically. When you install an aftermarket system designed to increase flow and volume, you're not polishing that sound. You're exposing it. Turbo spool becomes more prominent. Exhaust pulses sharpen. Mechanical character becomes part of what you hear rather than being managed underneath it. The engine doesn't care. The W16 is fine. But the personality of the car shifts, and for a lot of people that shift goes in the wrong direction. Bugatti, now under Rimac Automobili leadership, built a Grand Tourer that happens to do 260 miles per hour. A louder exhaust starts edging it toward a different category. The comment section on Matt's startup video made the community's position fairly clear. One viewer wrote that it was probably an $80,000 exhaust that didn't change the sound at all, and that comment picked up likes quickly. That's a specific criticism, If you're spending that kind of money on a bespoke exhaust for a Bugatti, marginal volume increase is not the return you're expecting. You want transformation. Another commenter said flat out that the sound was bad and claimed directly that Alex himself wasn't happy with it. That's significant. If the owner isn't satisfied, the modification didn't do its job regardless of what anyone else thinks. Several people called it a waste of money. And then the harshest take of all, that the Valvetronic system actually sounds worse than what Bugatti shipped from the factory. Not just different, worse. But those aren't the only comments on that video, and it's worth being honest about that. A meaningful portion of the audience described it as aggressive and alive, something that finally sounds like what it is. The comment section is not unanimous. It rarely is when the topic is exhaust notes, because sound preference is genuinely personal. What sounds raw and exciting to one person sounds unrefined and busy to another. The reason this debate has spread beyond Matt's regular audience is that it touches something most serious car people have a strong opinion on. There's a legitimate argument that a 1,479 horsepower machine should sound like 1,479 horsepower, that the sensory experience is part of what a hypercar is supposed to deliver, and that Bugatti's restraint, impressive as the engineering behind it is, leaves something on the table. Then there's the counter-argument that refinement is the achievement. Anyone can make a car louder. Making a car this fast sound this composed is a specific and difficult engineering accomplishment, and the factory Chiron has delivered isn't a compromise, it's a deliberate choice. Both positions are defensible. Both sides in the comments are arguing in good faith. What makes this particular situation interesting is that it's Alex's car and ultimately Alex's call. The Valvetronic system isn't permanent. Exhaust modifications are reversible, and if he decides later that he wants a factory-correct configuration, that option is still on the table. But right now, his Chiron has an acoustic character Bugatti never approved and wouldn't offer. Whether that's an upgrade or a sideways step depends entirely on what you think a Bugatti is supposed to be. You've heard both systems. Factory Chiron, deep, smooth, controlled. Valvetronic Custom, louder, sharper, more mechanical character in the upper range. So here's what I want you to tell me in the comments. If this was your Chiron, would you have left the exhaust exactly as Bugatti engineered it? Or do you think Matt made the right call giving it a more aggressive voice? Stock versus modified? Which direction would you go? And do you think the criticism in the comments is fair? Or are people just instinctively resistant to any modification on a car at this level? Drop your answer below. If you want to follow the rest of this rebuild, hit subscribe. Matt's team still has work ahead on this car, and based on what they've already pulled off, it's worth staying with.